What's up with the squad? Back with another video. I seen that's how it was going down. Make sure y'all to like and subscribe, but make sure y'all also go check out Doug and Ace out. I know y'all see I got ice on my back. Told y'all I had a bad pinched nerve and my back is in horrible pain right now. But just got a box spring on the bed and it feels a lot better. And you know, gonna drop this video and take this time out, you know, to get a little massage. Because it hurts. I think I have like a knot in my back, or I know it's a pinch. I got something going on. I don't know. But definitely, let's jump in this video.
Welcome to the Trump trial, day one. I hope you'll subscribe because we're going to cover this case all the way through, all the ins and outs. You won't miss out on a single thing. Today's a perfect example. I'm going to get you up to speed on everything you need to know about this case, the big hitting things by the end of this video, sober view of what kind of a mistrial Trump's going to go through starting today. Welcome to Doug in Exile. I'm Doug TenNapel. This is where the happy patriots are. Let's start with that Democrat hack. This is Alvin Bragg of him, what he campaigned on in 2020. Listen to this.
We know there's a Trump investigation. I have investigated Trump and his children and held them accountable for their misconduct with the Trump Foundation.
There were experts on every network scratching their heads and asking, what is he being charged with?
The charges are beyond what any other New Yorker has had to face. Here's a piece from Just the News with John Solomon. Jury selection is set to begin Monday in the first criminal trial of a former U.S. president. Former President Donald Trump has pleaded not guilty to 34 felony counts related to charges he paid hush money to adult film actress Stormy Daniels through a lawyer, that's Michael Cohen, and covered it up as a legal expense before being elected president. This should be a misdemeanor. This should be a tiny charge. And Trump shouldn't play out to a misdemeanor too. That's another thing they want him to do, is admit to guilt by saying it's a misdemeanor.
Exactly. They want him to admit to guilt. Trump
should do no such thing.
I also sued the Trump administration more than 100 times for DACA, the travel ban, separation of children from their families at the border.
Alvin Bragg's entire curriculum vitae is I went after Trump and I let hardened murderers go. Here's Trump on Truth Social.
Just hopping on the bandwagon to get Trump out of here. That's honestly what I look at when I see what a lot of these, you know, you got Alvin Bragg, we've been following Letitia James, Fannie Willis. I mean, come on, y'all.
Today, the radical left Democrats are already cheating on the 2024 presidential election by bringing or helping to bring all of these bogus lawsuits against me, thereby forcing me to sit in courthouses and spend money that could be used for campaigning instead of being out in the field knocking crooked Joe Biden, the worst president in the history of the United States. Election interference.
But that's what they want out of him. I mean, we looking at, we're on the outside looking in, trying to slow his campaign down, trying to get all this, you know, so when we compare, I mean, it's common sense, especially at this point. You ain't noticing, they notice, they see, you know, even the people that don't like Trump, y'all see.
That is what this trial is about. Will America believe that Trump is guilty or that the Democrats are guilty for election interference?
So I know that work. I know how to follow the facts and hold people in power accountable.
I know a lot of judges that would have been not too pleased to receive an indictment like this and would have said, you know, what the heck is this? I mean, what are you alleging?
Yeah, that's Turley on Fox News saying judges wouldn't take this. That's the second character, is Juan Merchan, corrupt judge Juan Merchan, whose daughter did campaign work, owns a business that helps Democrats. So he's compromised. If he was a normal judge, he'd say, what is this? But he's not a normal judge. So no matter what happens, by the end, I'll prove to you, Trump can't get a fair trial because of Juan Merchan. I hope this is set up for an appeal if he loses. And I believe Trump will lose, not because of justice. Here's Disclosed TV. New ABC, NBC, and CBS newscasts fail to identify Trump prosecutors as Democrats at least 90% of the time, study finds. If you need this study to tell you that these prosecutors are Democrats, well, you're not paying attention and you obviously don't watch this channel. But they should announce every single time who appointed the judge Democrat appointment.
And Bragg just sort of waved it off and said, I don't have to really say.
Nobody got harmed by this. The state wasn't deprived of any tax revenue.
There are substantial threshold legal questions here, and this case could collapse.
So let's hope for a collapse. That'd be great if the whole thing just fell apart and looked stupid from the beginning. But Judge Merchan is going to be running this thing and shaving it off, hitting Republicans, protecting Democrats, pretending to be an even-handed judge. He has to do that to the public. He's going to be one of the greatest actors in judge history. Manhattan District Attorney Alvin Bragg has charged Trump with falsifying business records related to money paid to Stormy Daniels and another woman, former Playboy model Karen McDougal. Bragg has alleged Trump broke New York law when he falsified with the intent to commit or conceal another crime. That's a huge stretch. Prosecutors allege Trump falsified internal records kept by his company, hiding the true nature of payments that involve Stormy Daniels, $130,000. That's why it's also called the hush money case. McDougal, $150,000, and Trump's former personal lawyer, Michael Cohen, who's already purged himself, already shown himself to be a liar. This is the guy that Alina Habba always goes after. He used to be Trump's bag man, his lawyer, his guy, and now he turned on Trump. So he's the star witness for the prosecution, and he's totally a liar. He's gotten paid $420,000. Prosecutors allege the money was logged as legal expenses, not reimbursements. Both Cohen and Daniels are expected to testify. Trump could also.
The next Manhattan District Attorney is going to inherit that investigation, which, could be the most important investigation in the history of the country.
And that's why he got elected, to go in and dive bomb Trump's campaign. Remember, he didn't start the charges until after Trump decided to run for president.
It's very hard to come up with any rationale for what Bragg has been doing here.
We shouldn't be regarding Alvin Bragg as a law enforcement official. We should be regarding him as what he is, which is an elected progressive Democrat who campaigned on two things: basically not enforcing the law, and number two, using the power of his office to go after one guy, Donald Trump.
That's Andy McCarthy. He's a never Trumper. He's an anti-Trumper. He has said that he just doesn't think he can vote for Trump, and he's defending Trump, saying this is just a giant Democrat run.
I told y'all, people that dislike Trump, they see what's going on. They see what's going on, and I'm telling y'all, what's going on is it. Yeah. As much as I want to say on here, y'all know that I be trying not to go off and stuff, but this is actually sad that they have to do this. And what's going to be funny is when he ended up winning this election. That's what's going to be funny.
By Alvin Bragg. So I love when people are in the anti-Trump camp coming around going, I'm not a Republican, I'm not a right-wing MAGA guy defending him. I know what's fair and what's not. And what the Democrats are doing, this is lawfare. This is to affect an election. That's the strongest case Trump can have, is a guy like Andy McCarthy forced to come out and defend him. This is great news for Trump.
The goal of all of these things is to interfere in an election. That should never be happening in the United States of America. Yet another Marxist communist attempt to change our country for the worst. It's terrifying.
That's Trump's daughter-in-law, Laura Trump, bringing in the Marxist angle. This is what Marxists and socialists do. They take the law, which is supposed to be equally applied to everyone, and they do not do equal protection under the law. They go after Republicans. They raise the standard on President Trump, and then they lower it for everybody else. That's the key to the law not being blind and no longer functioning in New York. Former Manhattan District Attorney Cyrus Vance Jr., Bragg's predecessor, did not bring the case to trial. He thought it was ridiculous. So he was a Democrat. This is kind of like Andrew McCarthy defending Trump. This guy didn't bring the case against Trump because he thought it was laughable. So they had to get Alvin Bragg in office to pull this case off. I just wanted to give that important back.
That is actually insane, y'all. That's insane. I didn't know anything about that's actually insane. That's sad. That's sad. That is sad. Ooh, I can't wait till this election comes. Ooh, y'all think it's these videos, it's all laughs and we having fun now? Ooh, I can't wait. Just wait. It's gonna be so funny. We're gonna see so many reactions to how people are so mad and so watch.
Data that a sober Democrat agrees with us, the guy that was in there before Alvin Bragg.
And Americans see this for what it is, an abuse of our legal system meant to interfere in the presidential election.
The people are coming around to this. This is Trump's whole campaign. He needs us to be very public. He's going to be very vocal about this court case because this is all part of the campaign. And I agree. If the Democrats are going to make this into a campaign issue, and they are, they're only bringing this up to try to win an election, then it's fair for Trump to comment on this, to break judicial orders, to be as loud and as brash as he can be, to point all eyes on him. I hope he turns this into a giant entertainment spectacle. Prosecutors, defense attorneys, and Trump are expected to be present when the trial before Judge Juan Merchan gets started today. The first step will be picking a jury, a process that could take a week or more, depending on how things progress. The trial is expected to last 6 to 8 weeks. Now, this is going to the jury, and this is why Trump can't get a fair case in New York.
But, polls show it's backfiring, only solidifying Trump's support. And voters see him as a victim of unscrupulous political enemies who are weaponizing the laws.
I bring that on, too, because Greg Jarrett over at Fox is also not a big Trump supporter. And he's announcing how the polls, the people, are seeing this for what it is. This is super important that we get this media out and push it out to everyone, because this case is going to be determined on the American streets, not in that New York courtroom. Prosecutors and defense attorneys will select 12 jurors and 6 alternates from a pool of potentially hundreds of people. Each juror will answer 42 questions designed to determine whether they can be impartial in the high-profile trial of a polarizing former president. The jurors will remain anonymous because of security concerns. I don't care about the anonymity whatsoever. I'm not going after jurors. I will say this: it's not a fair game for one side to have to find Republican jurors, and the other side just has to get the default Manhattan juror, and the Democrats are fine. That's already this case.
Oh, I don't know what that was, y'all. My
get
apologies.
The default Manhattan juror, and the Democrats are fine. This case is already unfair from the very start. This is from the New York Times. What to know about jury selection in Trump's Manhattan criminal trial case. As Donald Trump's prosecution begins, lawyers must winnow a pool of hundreds of 12 jurors who will decide his fate. Sounds all normal, right? Here's the next paragraph that tells you why Judge Merchan is going to screw this case over. Mr. Trump's legal team and prosecutors for the district attorney, Alvin Bragg, can challenge the inclusion of prospective jurors by providing specific reasons they believe a juror cannot be fair and impartial. Both sides are allowed to do their number of excuses. But who's going to use up those tickets faster, the Republicans or the Democrats? So it's already isn't fair to give them the same amount of excusements or excused jurors, because the Democrats can sit there and just sleepwalk through this thing. The Republicans, they have to find a non-Marxist who's still in the New York jury pool. They have to find someone who doesn't hate Trump's whole life and willing to stab America in the heart to get at him. Good luck finding those jurors, Trump prosecutors. In this final line, the judge has the final say on the jury, on who can be excused and who can't. How can Judge Merchan, who's compromised, be a fair judge? This whole thing needs to be thrown out. Trump will lose, and then he'll have to appeal it, and they'll do all the blockages to him appealing it. But I'm only saying Judge Merchan is technically going to be picking this jury, and he's going to make sure that it's going to go against Trump, making this whole trial a joke. Hope you guys subscribe. Hope you like it.
Oh no, y'all let me know y'all thoughts on this. I honestly think it is like this whole case is a joke, honestly, to me. And we obviously, that was news to me. That they had to even get him in there just so they can do that. That is crazy. That is crazy, and it is hilarious. Like I said, come this election, we gonna see. I think it's definitely going, and that's why they're doing this. I mean, that's common sense. I mean, it's why. and we all see it. You know, even the ones, like I said, that don't even like Trump, we see it. But we're going to see. We definitely going to see. Let me know y'all comments and thoughts down below. Definitely appreciate y'all. Much love to everybody. Catch y'all on the next one.